Welcome to Keeping It Real with your hosts, Merryl Koven and Veronica Brandon Miller. Hi, I'm Veronica.
And I'm Merrill.
And this is Keeping It Real
in Real Estate.
So, thank you for those who are watching and sharing your day with us.
What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I got an interesting question, and the person wants to downsize. So,
from what to what? That's a fun one.
So, I think 3,800 square feet,
okay.
And she wants to move into a villa.
Okay.
So, 1,400.
Okay.
So, and we talk about she's in her late 70s, so she has a lot of things she's accumulated over the years, and she doesn't have anyone else. So, things like that. We talk about us being trusted advisors, but we provide concierge service, and you have to, especially if you live in Florida. We went through a crazy phase of people not even being able to see houses and calling you to say, I need you to go in, check out this house. If it makes sense, let's put in an offer. Mm-hmm. Sight unseen. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of times that happen, or let's face it, we'll get a call because somebody's mother or father who lives in this community has died, and they're working full time. They can't leave in Ohio to come down, look at the house, clean it out and stuff. So we work with many organizations that can come in, put together personal stuff on the one side, and take pictures and send it to them, and use us, because we're not just regular agents.
In a weird way, I find a little bit of satisfaction in those transactions. A little bit. I mean, it's labor intensive, but it's very rewarding.
It is.
I don't mind calling Habitat for Humanity and calling Spark and calling Mothers Helping Mothers,
right,
and bridging that gap to help people in the community that need these things, because we do live in an older community. So oftentimes we do get a phone call for somebody that has passed, and we have to do a whole house clean out. So in addition to obviously our charitable organizations, we are also affiliated with a couple of estate sale companies that can come in and put a price tag on some of those things. And we have worked with some children before to help them at least get some monetary gain from some family heirlooms. So it doesn't necessarily mean that everything has to be downsized into a charitable organization. We can also help you get some money for the things that are valuable.
Right. And also, if we know what your next step is it assisted living? If it's skilled nursing, you have a limited space. So having this in mind, we can sit down with you, and just like Merrill said, if you just said, I don't have kids anymore and my spouse has died, I just want something small for myself. Well, you work with us, and we can help you go through this process. I always have a tape measure in my car, because some people but I love this, 9-foot mahogany, bookshelf that was in the family for, centuries. It's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. So there's certain things, if that is so important to you, then that little villa is not going to be it. And it's a negotiating. You talk to them. Really, we're here to work for you. So where do you see yourself? Let's make it easy. And, we do put together the process. If you're thinking you want to move into the villa, but in 5 years, probably assisted living, then we help you. We help put together a plan for you. We just don't, come in quickly, put our name on a sold sign. No. At the end of the day,
there's a lot more to it.
Yeah,
there's a lot more, and I think also, when we go back to you came from a nonprofit world, but before real estate, and I came from a physiology and aging world. I've worked in the senior population for years and years, and this is a very, very hard. It's a hard transition in life.
It is.
And a lot of times, I mean, I've been called in to do some sales where somebody has lost a spouse and they haven't even managed to get rid of their clothing. And that's a very hard thing, and it doesn't have to be something that you handle all by yourself. We are here for you. We will help you through it. We both have been doing this for years outside of the real estate world even. So we are definitely not just trusted advisors in real estate, but for life transitions and things like that, we both are very experienced in that.
Yes, and we know this community. So we know these organizations that it could be a win-win. And, you know, they can come and clean up, sell things, the estate sales. It's whatever needs to be done. But during that time too, it's not just, I've made up my mind, I just want a villa. Does a villa make sense to you? Because if you decide that, because that's what Susie next door is doing, but you have 13 grandchildren that you want them to come visit. Well, let's talk about this, because buyer's remorse, we don't want that.
No.
We want you to think this out. And again, we're just not doing this so we get commission on the sale of your property. No. It's literally, we believe in a partnership. And let's face it, our life revolves around referrals. So if you're unhappy, you're not going to refer somebody to us. So we want to make sure that you're in our family now. Like if you come, and I know you've done way beyond what a normal realtor will do. I remember someone, she was moving to Alaska, and she said, you know, we sold her house. She went away for 2 weeks, and a lot of the stuff came into my garage. After year 3, I finally told her, do you know what? Can I donate these 15 fishing poles? And like, it was just unique things. And she's like, yeah. She could have told me that 5 years ago, but that's fine. I'm here to help people.
I think one of the things from working with the older generation is also letting them know of the different services that are out there now also. Yes. Because like for the last few that I've dealt with, they seem to have kept their like tax papers from like 1992. You don't need those anymore. They have rooms filled with paper. And I think them just knowing that I was there to help them fill contractor bags and then call a shredding service. They didn't even know that there were shredding services. Right. These are services that exist now that didn't exist 25, 30 years ago. So they didn't know. They've had, you know, their tax forms since 1992 because they didn't know what else to do with them. Right. And in their, you know, older way of thinking, you know, they just were told that they needed to maintain these things forever. And you just don't. There are shredding services that will handle all of that for you and will help you go through it, because it's very overwhelming to think about getting rid of all of that. But we'll get rid of all of it safely with your help.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And I've had experience with hoarders, and that can be challenging. But we find things out for you. So if need be, and you need a storage unit, yes. But we try and work with you because we want you to have your life exactly how you love it in a new home. So if it does mean downsizing, we talk about what makes you happy. There was that lady, if it brings you joy, if it doesn't, throw it out.
Yes.
But that is so true.
It is. And again, I've said it before, if you haven't worn it in 2 years, if you haven't touched it in 2 years, if you haven't cooked on it in 2 years, you don't need it.
Exactly. And I hope you use us as your trusted advisors, and feel free to reach out to us, even if it's a question. Anytime. So, and next we're going to hear from Cynthia Riddell from Riddell Law Group, Title Time. Now it's Title Time with Cynthia Riddell from Riddell Law Group.
Why is it important to have a will in Florida? Having a will ensure that the people that you desire to receive your property upon your passing will receive that property. If you pass away without a will, a probate proceeding will occur. However, it will be an intestate probate proceeding where the probate court will apply Florida law to determine who will receive your property. It's very important in Florida, if you're a married person or have minor children, to have a will, because the Florida Constitution has certain prohibitions as to whom you can devise your property to when you're a married person or have minor children. And you want to ensure that you protect your legacy.
Now it's time for Mortgage Minute with Laura Hanzelka from Guaranteed Rate Affinity.
Hi, this is Laura Hanzelka with Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and this is your Mortgage Minute. This week we're talking about interest rates because that's something everybody is asking questions about. There's no telling what rates are going to do, right? It's not, all we do know is they're going to change. They go up, they go down, and believe it or not, they can do that more than one time every single day. So it can be a challenge when you're in the market looking for a home and you're concerned about where's the rate going to be by the time I find that perfect home. We have something here at Guaranteed Rate Affinity called Lock and Roll program. So if today's interest rate is 6.5%, and you're concerned about where rates might be by the time you find that home, we can lock you in today. You do not have to be under contract, and we can lock you in for up to 90 days. That gives you time to find the home that you want while having peace of mind on what your payment is going to be. And here's how it works. If by the time you find your home, interest rates are 7.5%, you're already locked in at 6.5%. If on the other hand, they've gone down though, guess what? You can get that lower rate. And there's no cost to you for doing this program. So we can lock your rate in for up to 90 days. For more details on this, give me a call.
Now it's time for Safety Second with Cindy Winning with Premier Home Watch.
Hi, Cindy Winning with Premier Home Watch. I'm here to give you your 60-second safety tip. Your homeowner's insurance. Probably unbeknownst to most seasonal homeowners, when you leave for 6 months and you don't have that property checked, if a claim has to be made, water intrusion, leak in the roof, whatever, the insurance company can deny that claim because nobody has checked on that property. Most policies require 3 times a month. That's probably 90% of the homeowner policies require that home to be visually checked on 3 times a month in order for them to qualify a claim. So when you hire Premier Home Watch or any other home watch organization, we validate
Now back with Merrill and Veronica.
That property has been looked at in their absence.
Well, thank you for listening, and hopefully you've learned some things. But reach out to us if you do have a question, and our websites are right below.
Always here to help you.
Always here to help you because we are here for you. So thank you for sharing your day with us.
Thanks again.